everybody, and welcome back to another of my podcast episodes. Welcome back to Let's Spoil It. Did you like the song? I know you liked the song. I know you did. Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Let's Spoil It. Before we get into it, go ahead, if you're not already subscribing to me where all podcasts are found, wherever you listen to this, go ahead and press that subscribe button. You can find me on YouTube, The Lazy Girl World. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so that way you can get notified every time I upload, because yes, I upload the podcast on Sunday, but on Wednesday I always give you something else entertainment related. I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers. Trying to keep it low because my subscriber count is low. So I feel like 100, pretty lofty goal, but if you can help me get to 50, I'd be so appreciative, okay? Today we are talking about the anime, The Promised Neverland. This anime, you can actually watch it on Hulu. It came out last year, 2019. I believe it was a simulcast, actually, so at the same time it was on in Japan. It also was on Hulu. And if not simultaneously, then like 30 minutes later, okay? So yes, Promised Neverland, it's on Hulu. The show is about a group of kids. There's like 38 kids that live in an orphanage with their mom. Okay, she's not their real mom, obviously. She's like the orphanage headmaster. But they're loving it. Everything's great. But they realize everything is not as it seems. They have to get out of that place. They are in danger. Okay? So the beginning of the episode 1, it shows us like these 2 or 3 kids. And they're like, oh, Mom said we're not supposed to go near the fence. Mom says we're not supposed to go past the fence. We're not even supposed to go near the fence or the gate. Then pops out to something totally different. So we just see the kids just living through life, in the orphanage, being happy, free, running around, eating breakfast, taking tests. Apparently they take a test every day. They have 9 seconds to respond to each question. We don't know why, but they're taking tests. They are cleaning. They're just doing things that kids in orphanages do. And they just are happy. They love each other. That day, they realize one of their little sisters, Connie, 6 years old, is being adopted. She's going to a foster family. Obviously, they're sad, but they're also happy. And they're like, oh, man, this is exciting. Connie, make sure you write to us every day. Even though she's 6, I don't know how well they're going to be able to read that letter. Okay? So, Connie walks out of the door with Mom. It's nighttime, so Mom's holding her hand. She has a lantern. Why she has a lantern and why they don't have electricity, for the path, I don't know. But apparently that's how she leaves every day whenever she takes the kids there. She walks down the hill with a little lantern. That way they can go out the gate. So, as Connie's leaving, there are these 2 kids. We realize there are 3 smart kids. They're the 3 smartest kids in the entire orphanage. Their names are Norman, Ray, and Emma. They're the 3 smartest. So 2 of the 3 smartest, Emma and Norman, they realize, oh no, Connie has left her little bunny. She's going to be sad. She can't go anywhere without her little bunny. We want her to have it. But they're like, oh, but maybe they've already left out. Maybe she's already left and is on her way. And Ray's like, no. I saw Mom. I saw the lantern. You guys still have time. You can make it down there. They're like, okay, great. Let's do it. They run out there. They get to the gate. They're like, man, Mom told us not to go past this gate. They're like, whatever, screw it. We're going to go past the gate. Connie needs her little bunny. So they go. They see that there's a truck there. They're like, what's this truck doing here for? Maybe this is, her transport. Maybe this is who's taking her. But we don't see anybody in the vehicle. So Emma goes to the back of the truck. And she's like, drops the bunny rabbit. Something startles her. She calls out to Norman. She's like, Norman, come over here. Norman goes around to the back of the truck. They're like, and I was like, show me. And I wish they hadn't shown me, because Connie was no longer alive. She was not alive in the back of the truck. Okay, so they're freaking out. They're like, oh my God, where's Mom? They hear people coming, so they have to hide underneath the truck. So they grab little bunny, they hide underneath the truck. Okay, and what they see scares them, and also is a little frightening to me, if I'm being totally honest. So they like peek from under there, and they just see like these weird looking feet. And turns out these weird looking feet, these huge feet, are attached to these huge monsters with these huge hands, huge faces. You know, one of them has like just 2 eyes for it, like he looks like a Venus flytrap face. And so he just has a huge eye where the forehead should be, a huge eye where the mouth and everything else would be. And that is it. You know, long nails. They're just freaked out. So to listen to them talk, and they're saying something. I forget what they're saying. Essentially how this one's just a regular shipment, but they'll be getting better shipments later. The better shipments are for him, though. We don't know who him is. They just say better shipments for him. And we realize the better shipments are the kids that are the smarter kids. I'll just go ahead and throw that out there now, because I tried to do this once before, forgot about it. So the smarter kids are the better shipments. They're reserved for him. But, you know, Connie and Norman and Emma, they're underneath that truck. They're freaking out still. But then one of the monsters starts sniffing around. He's like, you guys smell that? What is that? And so kids have to leave because obviously, you know, he has the nose like of a bloodhound. And he looks underneath the truck. Kids are gone, but the bunny rabbit's still there. So monsters think nothing of the bunny rabbit. But Mom, who was right there with the monsters, is like, I know Connie did not have that bunny rabbit when she came out here with me. So someone came outside of the gate. She does not know who. She just knows it's someone. Although she does have, you know, her little inklings of who it was. So Norman, Emma, they go back home. Ray says to them, did you catch them? They're like, no, we did not. And they're acting all weird. Even though Ray knows that they're lying, because anybody would know that they're lying. They don't have the bunny rabbit anymore, so something happened out there. Something has happened. So they go upstairs. They're trying to act like everything's okay, because there are still, 35 other kids that they need to put on this brave face for. And they're like, what are we going to do? We need to get out of here. And Emma's like, we all need to get out of here. Each and every one of us. It's not just going to be us two escaping. It's going to be everybody. So from that moment on, they start planning their escape. So the next day, they decide, okay, look, Mom told us not to go past this fence. So next day when they were, out after lunch, they were playing after lunch. Mom told us not to go past this fence. What we're going to do is we're going to go past this fence, see what's out here. And honestly, the fence wasn't that high. Like the gate that they went out of was a legit, stone, has to come all the way down to the ground. Someone has to legit lower this gate. But the fence was like, it looked like it was just trying to keep foxes out. That they were able to just kind of like hop over that. There was no climbing involved. They just hopped over the gate. Don't know why they hadn't done it before. But Mom told them not to go outside of it, so I guess they listened. And honestly, on the other side of the gate, nothing was any different. More trees, yes, but that's about it. So they decided, so they run over the gate. They're like, look, we need to do this before lunch is up. They run over the gate. They see this huge, tall concrete wall, and they're just like, oh my God, how are we ever going to escape with everybody? Because the kids there range from 0 to 12 years old, okay? So maybe a 12-year-old could eventually scale that wall, but the baby can't scale that wall. The 4-year-old can't scale that wall. The 3-year-old can't scale that wall. Maybe even the 7-year-olds can't scale that wall. And they start thinking, so they're like, okay, we need to figure out how to get these kids physically able to escape. What do we do? Okay, got it. Let's play tag. So they start playing tag. That way they can, get everybody together. Like, because Emma was the best physically. She could move and run and do everything. But, so obviously if she's the best, everybody else is sucking at it. And they're just like out of shape. Their stamina's low. They can't really survive that long. We see that later. So they decide, okay, we're going to have to play some tag. We'll figure that all out next time. So they hear the bell. Obviously they're a distance away from Mom. So they have to run back. They sprint back, and mom's like, oh, okay, that's where you guys are. But two of the younger kids come back, and they're like, Mom, we can't find, one of our other little sisters. We don't know where she is. So mom, instead of just doing, like, what any person would do that has a secret to hide, that she would just, like, go off into the forest and act like she doesn't know where they are. She's like, oh, I'll go look for them. I'll be right back. No, what she does is takes out of her pocket something that looks like a compass or like a pocket watch, flips it open. She's like, oh, okay. It's okay. I'll go and get her. Goes and gets her, comes right back. So Emma and Norman, they're like, Mom has tracking devices on us. So in addition to us having to get all the kids out, in addition to us having to scale this concrete wall, we now have to figure out how to get these tracking devices out so that she can't track us during our escape. So it's just like, whew, one thing after another, after another, after another. So, okay. So next day they start playing tag. All the kids are getting better. It's a great thing. But then comes the introduction of another adult into the house. She is not called Mom. There can only be one mom of the house. She's called Sister Crone. And she comes with a baby. And obviously that throws another monkey wrench in Emma and Norman's plans, because they're like, okay, so now not only do we have to worry about those three things, we have to worry about this sister. And now there's an actual baby that we have to try to escape with. How are we going to do this? So what they do is they decide to rope in Norman. I'm sorry, they decide to rope in Ray. They're like, Ray. And Ray was already kind of, he's a smart kid. He's one of the top 3. So he had kind of figured out already, like, what's going on, y'all? And they're like, look, this is what's going on. We're not safe here. We need to get out. Mom is a liar. She's not who it seems. This is a farm. We are dying. We are essentially human cattle. We need to get out of here before she tries to cattle us or make us feed, whatever. Whatever the word would be. So Ray's like, okay, let's do it. But Ray is like, Emma's like, we need to escape with everybody. Ray's like, are you stupid? We can't escape with everybody. They're a burden. It should just be us 3. Emma's like, no, we're escaping with everybody or it's not happening. And, Ray's like, okay, fine. But obviously in the back of his mind, he still feels like it's a dumb idea. Why would we try to escape with 38 kids when it could just be the 3 of us? And we would be, for sure, well, not for sure, but we might be able to make it out. We don't know if we'll survive, but anything's better than here, just waiting to die. So they start playing tag with the kids. They decide, you know what, individually, they're getting better, but individually, they're not where they could be. So let's do something different. Let's put them on teams. Let's do teams. Okay, so teams, they last a little longer. Still not where they need to be, but we can get them up there. It's not that big of a deal. Emma decides, look, we need to rope in more people because this escape is not going to happen. It's not going to go the way we want it to if we can't, get everybody on our side. So what they do, they tell 2 of their brothers and sisters. They tell Don, they tell Gilda. Gilda, she's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Don gets mad, punches everybody, okay? Starts beating people down because he just cannot believe that they would say something about his precious mom. Goes outside, he's like, look, I just need to chill out. They go out there and they're talking to him. They're like, look, it's okay. We totally understand where our brothers and sisters are being human trafficked. Human trafficked? This orphanage is a human trafficking ring. That's what they tell him. And he's like, well, look, we need to go and save Connie. Connie and others, we got to go save them. So then they get those 2 on their side. So then Norman tells Ray after everything's said and done, he's like, look, I laid a trap for them because I feel like, they would be the ones to be able to help us. But also, I feel like they would also be the ones that could possibly be a traitor. This whole thing hasn't lasted this long with Mom and no one knowing without there being a traitor in our midst somehow. So he says to Norman, Norman says to Ray, look, I told Don that there's a bag with the rope underneath my bed because they were making a rope so they could climb the wall. So he says, look, I told Don, rope's under my bed. I told Gilda, the rope's on the second floor in the ceiling in like a cellar room or something like that. Later that night, they go to bed. Emma sees Gilda sneak out of the room, and so she's like, oh man, Gilda's the traitor. Turns out Sister Crone was trying to get Gilda on her side because Sister Crone was trying to get Mother out of there. Okay? Trying to get her out. But Gilda's like, I don't want to help you. Nothing's being planned or plotted. I can't help you. Because she was trying to figure out, because Sister Crone was like, if I can find evidence of there being like a plot afoot, then I can get Mom out of here, saying she doesn't have control over her house. Well, to make a long story short, that didn't work. Mom was a pawn who was using Sister Crone as a pawn. Sister Crone tried to tell grandmother, which I guess she's like the granny over all the mothers. Sister Crone tried to tell grandmother. Grandmother was like, it's a pity. I was using her. But obviously, you're not going to work. And she killed her. Using a monster. She allowed a monster to kill her. So, that sucked. But fortunately, before Sister Crone died, she made arrangements. I won't get into those arrangements because it's giving away a bit too much. So, the kids decide they're going to, so he tells them, Gilda goes there, tells Sister Crone, I don't want to help you. So what so Gilda leaves. Emma's like, okay, good. She's not the traitor. Next morning, Norman's talking to Ray. He's like, look, let's see if any of them betrayed us last night. Because we saw Gilda go to a room. We also saw somebody slide a note under Mom's door that said, Norman, rope, under the bed. You're like, man, it's Don. So they go to the second floor room. Rope's still there. Okay, we know it's not Gilda. Obviously, we already knew, but now they know. It's not Gilda. They go to Norman's room. They look under his bed. Rope's gone. Ray's like, oh man, so we know the traitor is Norman. Or we know the traitor is Don. And Norman's like, right. But no, we know the traitor is you. Ray's like, huh? What are you talking about? And he was like, while I was setting the trap for them, I was also setting the trap for you. Because, yes, we want to make sure they're not traitors. But I thought, who would be better to be a traitor? And I hoped it wouldn't be you. But apparently it was you. I told you that I told Don and Gilda that the rope was in the places that he told them. But I really did. I told him it was in the library and somewhere else. So, you told Mom. How long have you been working for Mom? How long have you known about this going on? Why haven't you told anybody? Why haven't you tried to stop it? And Ray's like, you finally figured me out. Yes, I knew all along. I knew essentially since the moment I was able to start putting two and two together. Everybody goes through infantile amnesia. I did not go through infantile amnesia. I realized the stuff that I had seen as a baby wasn't making sense with the stuff in this house. So I decided to be Mom's mole. That way I could live the longest and she would give me stuff. And now I'm letting you in on my plan, okay? I'm letting y'all in on my plan because I'm trying to get out of here and I need you two to be here so that I can escape. And Norman's just like, what in the world is wrong with you? And he's like, and another thing, we're not taking all those kids. We're taking 5 of us max. You better not tell Emma either. And Norman's just like, wow. And Norman's like, fine. I won't tell Emma that you're only trying to take the 5 of us, but what you're gonna do, you secret double agent, you're gonna be a triple agent. Mom's got you as a spy. We're gonna have you as a spy. I guess it's still just a double agent. But so, people were spying back is what was going on. They used Ray 2 times. Ray's being used by Mom and by them. And so they decided, look, you're going to be giving her false information during this whole thing. Or giving her just a little bit, but not enough to know that we're still trying to do this thing. Or not that we're still trying to do this thing, but not enough to catch on. So they realized, look, Mom, so Emma just realized that, look, there's some extra space that's unaccounted for in this house. We need to figure it out. What's going on? So they figure out that Mom has like a secret room where she's able to contact, the outside world. But not necessarily the outside world, but headquarters. She's able to contact headquarters. just to let them know. She does it nightly. And so Don and Gilda, they're like, oh, there's a secret room? We're going there and get it. Everybody else is like, no, don't do that. It's kind of dangerous. We need to do that on a different day. Don and Gilda are like, shut the heck up. We're going in there anyway. And that's when Don and Gilda realize, you guys lied to us to get us on your side. You said our friends and our family was being trafficked. They're dead. We know they're dead because all their things are down there. How could you do that? Obviously, he gets mad again. He's like, we need to get up out of here. When I tell you, I was so stressed out this entire time. So, they go through a lot. You see a lot of them planning. So, Ray, Norman, Emma, Don, and Gilda, they decide, okay, look. 2.5 months from now is when Ray gets shipped out. That's when the next shipment is. Or at least that's what Mom told them. So, we have 2.5 months to get out of here. Norman's like, right. Yes, Mom said 2.5 months. We need to get out of here within 10 days because Mom wants us to believe it's 2.5 months, but she's trying to throw us off. We need to throw her off. We need to do it even quicker. So he was like, we essentially need to be ready now, but we got, less than 10 days. So we need to figure out what's on the other side of that wall. So they decide that they're going to figure out what's on the other side of that wall tomorrow during lunch. So Ray says, okay, I'll distract Mom. And then while I'm distracting Mom, you, Don and Gilda, you guys can be the lookout. Okay? You guys are the lookout. So if I'm unable to distract Mom, I'll hit you up from this window right here. And I'll let you know to tell Norman and Ray, or Norman and Emma, to call it off. Don't go out there in the forest trying to figure it out because Mom's on her way. Now, Mom tells Ray as they're going up the steps, because he's like, look, let's go ahead. They're trying to kill you. Let's go ahead and change out these chemicals. Mom says to Ray, the sister that was there, he was like, I eliminated her. He's like, what? He's like, yeah, I eliminated her. She no longer served her use. Essentially saying some stuff to him, but he didn't get it yet. So Ray takes her to the room, and she's like, look, essentially you served your purpose, but now you are like a useless dog. And you're a traitor. I know you're betraying me. Let's just put this out here. She traps him in the room, and he's like, ah, crap. So now you're like, ah, crap. He's stuck in that room. He can't tell anybody that Mom's coming. So Mom comes out. You see her walk out there, and Don and Gilda are like, huh? So Don's like, don't worry, I'll go up there. I'll see what's going on. Don goes and rescues Ray from out of the room, and then they just take off in the forest because they're like, we need to get to them now. So Norman and Emma are trying to get up over the thing. They get the bag of the rope, but then they hear somebody coming. They throw the rope. Mom comes out. She's like, today's the first day where I've been able to talk to you guys, essentially without pretending. I can show you who I really am. Like, you guys need to give it up. Yes, I love you guys. I really do truly love you guys. Yes, this is a farm. Yes, y'all are going to die. But, haven't you been loved? Haven't you been clothed? Haven't you been fed? Haven't you, had fun this whole time? Which is kind of a messed up thing to say to somebody. Like, yeah, you're about to die, but didn't you enjoy your life before you died? It's like, yeah, I want to keep enjoying it, though. Jeez. But, yeah, so that's what she said. And Norman's like, you know what? I'm glad you said you're going to stop pretending, because now I can stop pretending to be a good boy. And they're like, break. So Emma runs towards Mom. Norman runs for the ropes, because he's like, I'm getting up over this wall. Mom's like, okay, I told y'all to quit playing. Breaks Emma's leg. Which essentially she's like, don't worry, it's a clean break. And at the same time, Don, Gilda, and Ray come through the forest, and they see Mom happen, and they just hear her screaming. She's like, don't worry, it's a clean break. It'll heal in about a month or two. And you're just like, wow, she really just set it up so that they either can't escape, or if they do, they won't have Ray, or they're going to have to be cutting it super close. It was the worst. Well, to make matters even worse, is that they thought the next shipment would be Ray, which would be in like 2.5 months away. Turns out the next shipment would be Norman, and it was happening the following day. So they were like, okay, well, we gotta have a plan we're not ready. We can't get everybody out, and we can't get everybody out by tomorrow. We don't have everybody on our side. We don't know how to get the little kids out. We don't know. So they're like, look, Norman, this is what you do. I finally figured out how to disable these tracking devices. Here's the device. During lunch tomorrow, or during recess tomorrow after lunch, you take your stuff, you go out in the forest, and then you hide. And then in 2 months, we'll figure out how to give you food and still make these plans. In 2 months, while I escape, you'll be with this well. Norman's like, no, it's okay, you guys. I've already come to terms with it. And they're like, no, you're not listening. This is what's going to happen. So they say some stuff. They convince him. He's like, fine. So the next day, at lunch, all the kids go out to play. Norman has a little device. So we see him go up on the wall, and we see... Actually, we don't see anything. Not until later. So we see him go up on the wall. He looks. The bell rings saying lunchtime or recess time is over. And you're like, okay, yeah, Norman's out there. Norman comes back, and they're just like, why would you come back when you know you're going to die tonight? But so Norman tells them, look, you guys, I know you think that it's all going to be sunshine and rainbows. We're going to be able to get out easily, but we're not. On the other side of this wall is a cliff. And the only way that I can think of us to get out is to walk all the way around this little hexagon. They realized it was 6 pieces, six parts of a square, or six parts of a shape. They were in a pie. So they realized their little thing was in a hexagon. The only way we're going to get out is by a bridge. This bridge is by headquarters. I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know. So Norman, that night, gets taken away. And he goes to the truck. And Mom's like, actually, can you wait in this room here? So instead of going to the truck, he waits in a room. We don't see him die. We don't know. So I personally feel like he is not dead. But I do not know. So over the next weeks, Norman and Emma are so sad. And they're just, or not Norman and Emma and Ray are sad. They're moping everywhere. Turns out that Emma was not as sad as Ray. Like, she was sad, but she was still plotting. Turns out Emma was working with Don and Gilda to get everybody ready. So she had them playing tag, still keeping their stamina up. They had them throwing rocks to trees. They had them, essentially they had them ziplining, okay? They had them running. They had them climbing. They had them jumping. They had them preparing. So the night Ray turns 12, actually she doesn't find out, she knew already, but she goes to Ray, and Ray's like, look, I'm about to burn this whole building down. I'm taking this building down and I'm going down with it. And Emma is like, no, actually that's not going to happen. Norman told me you had never planned on coming with us. You were planning on killing yourself. We're not letting that happen. He's like, look, we can't get across. And Emma's like, no. Norman said that the only way to get across would be the bridge, but he also said that's what they would be expecting. And then he also told me that there was a part between the bridge, or the cliff. There was a part between the wall and the forest on the other side of that cliff that was a shorter distance than all the other ones. We've been training the kids to throw those things, to wrap them around, like throw the rocks with the strings attached. That way they can wrap them around, throw them to the other trees. That way we can zip line down that thing, make it out of this whole place alive. And they're like, what? So they start their escape. And as they're all escaping, Ray's like, what happened? Where the 4 and 5? Where the 4-year-olds? Where the 4 and unders? And Emma's like, we realized we wouldn't be able to take them. And I was like, oh no. She was like, well, don't worry. I was able, what did she say? But don't worry, I'll be back for them. She said, don't worry. I talked to one of the 4-year-olds to figure out what they wanted me to do. So he talked to this cute little boy named Phil. And Phil's like, oh man, essentially he was like, I knew something was up. You guys were so sad after Ray died. You weren't talking to mom anymore. You didn't like her. I did not know why. So, and that just goes to show you, kids are smart. You feel like they're not, but they're super perceptive. Okay? So, she asked Phil, like, do you think it would be a good idea for you guys to come and try to escape with us? Do you guys feel like you can make it, or do you think it would be a better idea for me to wait and come back? And Phil essentially said, wait and come back. I'll get the rest of these kids ready. Because they don't start shipping the kids out until they're 6. So that meant Phil, I believe, was the oldest of the 4-year-olds. He had a year and a half. So she's going to come back for them. So then we see them escape. Now, there are other things that are happening during this escape. Obviously, buildings burning. Kids are escaping. 4-year-olds are there. Mothers sounding alarms. Trying to find the rest of the kids. There are a lot of things that happen, you guys. There are a lot of details that I didn't leave out, that I left out. They do escape. They escape. They zip line across. Mother sees them zip line across. And that's all I'm gonna say. So they zip line across, they run, and they're like, okay, it's the next day. It's a new day. And that, my friends, is the end of the series. And what I essentially did was I gave you the rundown in a sixth of the time. In a sixth of the time. And less than a sixth of the time, actually. Am I doing my math right? I don't know. I took something that would have been 6 hours long and I gave it to you in 30 to 45 minutes. There are things that I didn't tell you, okay? Who grandmother is, who him is. Obviously, we don't know who him is. But you don't know. Well, now you do. We don't know Ray. How Ray came to have that whole thing with mom. That's a whole thing. And we don't know the background of mom, Sister Crone. There are things I have not told you. There are spoilers where you're just going to be like, oh, what? And I just did not want to spoil that for you guys because I feel as though it's going to be exciting when you watch it. So yes, I spoiled it. I did not want to spoil all of it. If you're a true anime fan, I know that you will love this show, The Promised Neverland. Give it a shot. And even if you're not an anime fan, it's not as... I guess there are monsters and they come up occasionally, but it's not like most of the other animes. And if you're into Dragon Ball Z, then it's not like that at all. So I don't know what to tell you. If you're into Dragon Ball Z, you might like it, you might not. But I'm telling you, give it a shot. You might be surprised. It's only 12 episodes. Each episode essentially is like 23 minutes. So, you can knock it out pretty fast. And after you guys watch it, let me know what you think. Obviously, if you're listening to this on podcast, you can't tell me, but just hit me up on Twitter. Let me know, like, oh, yes, I love this. I didn't like it. Let me know why. And then also just give me other animes to review. Like I said, I love animes. I watch them all the time. They're amazing. It's just another way of storytelling, and I love it. So yes, that is my spoiler for Let's Spoil It. Hit me up, you guys. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to follow me. Like, comment, share. I messed that up. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, wherever podcasts are found. I will see you guys next time. Bye.